Okay, now we're back. All right. We had technical difficulties. Easily customized. Custom. Nope, don't need that. But welcome. We're 7 minutes late. We had technical difficulties. Hopefully, we get some people to come on back. Alrighty. Too many buttons be pushing. Okie dokie, Smokey. Oh, see, brand banners. Guess they don't need that. We could do that, I guess. I just don't want to hit the button I hit last time. That screwed us up. Well, that's not too bad. Been a long time since I've done this. Oop. To remove that, I have to upgrade. Let me see. Don't want that one. And none of this is just background. Alrighty. Shut the music off. I don't know. I don't like that. It's I don't like that. I'll take that off. Yeah, okay. So let's see. 9:09. I wonder if someone's live right now. Maybe 9:30 is a better time to do this. I'm not sure. 3G, what's up? There we go. We have someone that felt bad for me to come over here and say hello. What's going on? I haven't been on here. I mean, I was last week, but I haven't reset anything. And it's kind of crappy. I got to do stuff on behind me. I have some stuff I can put up there now. Since I'm going to start doing this every Saturday, I'll be able to put some new things in the background. I'm going to start doing the multiple cameras again. So I'm going to have to download the one app back on my phone so I can use my phone as a camera. I use this as my Logitech as a camera. And and then use the computer as a camera. I mean, it's not a bad camera, but I was actually thinking of going and looking at another computer. Don Cervantes. Wow, what's going on, my brother? How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I was hitting a bunch of buttons over here, and I don't know what I did. I ended the stream somehow and hurried up and logged back on. But and another thing, what I'm going to do is since I stopped the website, what I'm going to do is I have a card for a cell phone. I need a phone. I was actually going to give out my cell phone number, but I don't need my phone ringing, a bazillion times, or who knows, maybe not at all. But all I have to do is get a cheap AT&T phone because I have AT&T, and I have a chip that I can put into a phone. In any AT&T phone. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give that number out, and that'll be my business number. So if anyone wants to order, instead of going through a website, you can just call right to me, and leave a message on the phone. Then every day when I come home from work, I'll go through it and see if anyone's looking for anything. Oh, just had Jet's Pizza. Yeah. We actually went out today. My one of my business agents at work. He lives in Michigan. Here, there's a place in Detroit called Southwest Detroit, like Mexican town where all the Hispanic folks live, and it's where all the real deal stuff is at. It's not. You won't find a Taco Bell or any cheap stuff. Fake stuff down there. So he doesn't live there, but he needed some help at his house today. So some electrical work. So me and my wife went over there, and then after I did it for him, they took us to a Mexican restaurant, and I ordered a large botanas, and this thing was it probably was 6 inches tall. So incredible. It was so good. I didn't even put any flavoring on it. It was some really high end stuff. So yeah, we ate real good today. I ate once. That's how much I ate today, and I still got probably just less than half of it left. But yeah, just we're I don't know, minimum 2 day a week pizza eaters here. we like our pizza here too. So yes. But yeah, if anyone is looking for anything, just let me know. For everyone who's ordered for me and stuff, I don't have a problem. I can give you my phone number. That's an easy part. I was actually just thinking of just punching it up on this stream and just leave it here, and anyone who that's a subscriber will be able to find it. And the thing is it's not like I'm going to I don't answer my phone unless it comes up a name. So it would just go to voicemail every time anyways, so, because the way things are these days, people call your phone, and I never answer it, never, ever. Like I said, unless a name comes up, because it's always somebody trying to sell you something or some garbage like that. So how do you eat your pizza, Don? Do you eat it loaded, semi-loaded? I'm a cheese and pepperoni guy with the hot pepper seeds on it. But so what's new? Anybody doing anything new? New tanks? New anything? Anybody buy anything new lately? Oh, is that right there? That's the box to my microphone, I think. Yes, it is the box to the microphone. And do you guys think that the 9 o'clock thing is good time? Because I don't, I don't belong to. I really don't belong to any channels, that have. I don't know if anyone's live. I do belong to channels, but no one's streaming right now that I belong to. So Vinny was doing the 9:30 thing, but then that would take me to 10:30. I thought if I do it at 9, then I could do it to 10. And then that way, I'm not going too far into people's weekends, and they could stop in, hang out, stuff like that. So if the 9 o'clock thing is good, then we're good with that. And I'll keep it at that. But so I did a big move with the CPDs, Celestial Pearl Danios. I pulled out a bunch of the larger fry that were getting pretty big, because I don't like to put, last week I was talking about, I don't like to put the new fry in there. Well, not new fry. I give them probably, once I see the first one swimming in the container, probably 2 weeks before I put the whole container in the tank. But I took out, I gotta turn the bubbles down on that. I took the bigger ones out because I haven't seen it. I haven't really noticed it, but I'm just afraid that they'll start to predate on the smaller ones. So I took those out. Oh, sausage for the first time? Yeah, sometimes you go to eat that stuff and it's like too greasy, or I don't know. It's that's why I'm just a pepperoni guy. But I like Buddy's Pizza here. It's like the original deep dish. It's like for Chicago style, it's they do the bread, they put bread, pepperoni, cheese, and then the sauce on top. So the pepperoni's underneath. It's really, really good. But yep. So Don, you got shrimp? Same, what are you doing over there now? You got anything? 3G, what do you got going on over there? What's the hot stuff in the tanks these days? I just did a big water change on the Pleco tank. I have to start moving Plecos due to the fact that there's starting to become too many Plecos in there. So I have to start moving them out. Due to the fact that or just do more water changes. It's easier to do water changes than try to just I won't have to try to get them at a pet store, but it'll save me from having to load them up and drive to my buddy's pet store to drop them off and stuff. And plus tomorrow's Sunday, usually doesn't work Sundays. His little helper does, so it's probably not a good hookup anyways, but I did a water change on it today. It's getting dirty quicker now since I have more. I put I put a huge amount of green beans in there, and they're devoured. By the next day they're all gone. It'd just be some little skins and stuff in there. So down to 12 tanks, shrimp and endlers. Oh, nice. Very good, very good. Yeah, I have I don't know, other than all the Caradina here, the Neos that I have are Blue Dreams. I got them coming out my ears. I've never kept them in a large tank. I started with them here in the CPD tank, and then, I would like to break that tank down because it's got the God, what are those called? The copepods. Yeah, it's got the copepods in it, and I would like to get them out of there. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but so what I was doing was pulling stuff out, putting it over in the Pleco tank, and I mean, there's just God, I don't even know, probably 100 or more Blue Dreams in there, and they are my Blue Dreams that I've sold. Pumpkin King, if you guys remember him, he actually sent me some back. So I could have some. So the tank's just banging with Blue Dreams. Do need to get some CPDs, and the blues I got from you are doing fantastic. Broke up into tank. Oh, very nice, very good, very good. Yeah, I got tons of the CPDs. So, well, not tons, but good amounts. Yeah, I probably pulled 25. I think 25 out of the tank. I mean, they're all like mid-water right now. All the adults are low. All the youngins are mid-water. Because for a long time, I didn't know how, that's what I've been talking about. I didn't know, because they, they'll say, well, they're not the hardest thing to breed. They're real easy, this, that, and the other. And when I started out, I was suffering with, I was having a hard time keeping them alive, and I didn't know why they were dying. And so, I didn't know if it was heat. I didn't know if it was this. I didn't know if it was that. So what I ended up doing was I would, once the babies hatched, I would put them in I keep them in the container, the catch cup. I keep them in the catch cup, but I don't uh, like throw them in a tank, because what I was doing is I'd put them in the 10-gallon tank. I had the sponge filter, just a plain old sponge filter running, but it was, it was turned up like I had shrimp in there. And, I would put 100 in there. Even when I had the 40-gallon over there, I put 200 in there. And, a week later, there wouldn't be any. And I couldn't figure it out. I was like, is something killing them? What's going on? And I came to find out that it's the flow. It's a water movement. Because they're small. Small containers, they can only stay in it for so long. Once the top of the water starts to muck up and it gets all nasty and stuff, and you're not able to, when you sprinkle the food that I feed them, it won't go through there. So I have to stir the top up, and then it breaks up, because it's all slimy and stuff. About when that starts to happen, that's when I move them. But what I do is I just put them, I put them in the 10-gallon tank, but I have a bubbler in there. It's actually turned up more than what I'd like it to be right now. I'm going to have to adjust that. I put the catch cup in there, and I hang it on this inside the tank, but I hang it on the edge, and I let the water get to the same temperature, which they all are about anyways, because I don't have heaters and anything. But from a catch cup to a 10-gallon, it could be a couple degrees difference. So I just hang it in there, let it sit for about an hour or two, and then I just lift the whole thing up, and I just submerge it into the tank, and I just leave it, and I let them swim out of it by themselves. And a day or two later, I'll come and tilt it sideways and pull it out real slow and just get them all out. What?
I have a problem.
What?
I just ate the taco stuff all cold because it is so delicious.
Oh my God.
You want something to drink?
No, I'm good. I got some. Thanks.
Stood there. Didn't even warm it up. And I ate that little thing that Kathy gave it.
What little thing? Oh, out of her stuff? Yeah. And so yeah, then I remove the catch cup, and then the babies are in there. But the thing is I run my bubbler really slow, but now it's in a larger amount of water, and it's got moss grown in there. So, it keeps the water really nice, but I run no sponge filter. The sponge filter is still in there. But it doesn't run anymore. It's actually just like laying at the bottom right now. It's not even stuck to the glass anymore. But yeah, I usually run it to where it's just a couple bubbles. It's turned up right now for some odd reason. I was messing with the controls yesterday. I'm turning down the sponge filters over there in the Pleco tank. Because it was getting a little rough on even the baby plecos, because I have the filter that runs, and then I have two sponge filters that I had just full tilt, because I want to keep it as clean as possible. But then I started to think that, with all the food and all the poop, I mean, it's really not, you really have to do more water changes than anything to keep up with the bio load, because they're pooping so much that, doesn't really matter the amount of filters that you put in there when you have, 30, 60, there's probably 90 plecos in there, and a 60 breeder, so I just have to start doing water changes like every 3 days or something, but yeah, so but yep, that's how I figured out the CPDs. Sorry, I just see over here in the tank that I grow the some food for my saltwater tank. I seen something floating in there. I was like, what is that? But I have to clean the bottom of that tank too. I grow it in my 5-gallon tank next to me. But so the reason I made this video was there is a guy there, well, a kid. I don't know how old he is, actually. He's not a kid, but He's what is his name? I'm not trying to. Oh God, what is his name? Hold on, let me look it up. It's right here. He's a big name dude. Keeping fish simple. That's it. Keeping fish simple. I don't know how to post stuff on here, so but anyways, he posted a video on here it is. Instant infusoria cultures. Well, he had made some videos before on how to like grow infusoria. Here's the thing. The reason I brought this up is because there's so many channels out there that show you so many things, and you're like, this is just dumb, or it's hard, or it's like, show me something that actually works, or that's not so frigging hard. So I watched this one the other day, and I don't know if anyone else knew, but I didn't know. But he had a video, and he says in the video to get infusoria and all sorts of other all sorts of cyclops and all sorts of stuff like that to take. It's really cool. It's if you want to look it up, I'll tell you what it says, or what the name of it is. Keeping Fish Simple, uploaded. Hold on, I'll hit it. How to culture infusoria, bucket method. And what he did in this video, it's got to be the easiest thing in the world. So I did it. So what he says to do is it's really, it's self-explanatory. Take a sponge filter out of your tank. I never even, this, it just, it's so weird. Take a sponge filter out of your tank and then put it in a bucket of water. And then squeeze the sponge filter out. Squeeze it as much as you can. Like you would, if you're washing it out. Squeeze it really good, get everything out. Then just chuck the thing back into your tank, hook it back up. And then you wait, however long. Like he said, wait like 20 minutes. And you look, I swear to God, when I went back and looked after 20 minutes, I don't even know how many thousands of little critters was in there. Everywhere. Now, I breed stuff for the saltwater tank, to feed certain fish that I have that eat these bugs, and then I'm having to feed like the CPDs this powder food. When they're babies, I'm like, gosh, I hope I'm getting all of them and this and that. And then he comes out with this video and shows that, and here's the thing is, you guys can see it, it's blurry, but this thing right here is a plastic container, okay? It stops about right there. In that, now what you do is when you squeeze it out, all the muck that comes out of the sponge filter, that sinks to the bottom. I swear to God, it's crystal clear, like you could drink it, like I ran it out of the tap. But the muck at the bottom is what feeds all the bugs that are in the water, all the living organisms that are in the water. Well, his thing was, if you dip a cup on the very top, it starts to scum over. Well, that's where all the smallest of the smallest microscopic bugs will be. All the growing, everything that grows in there, it'll be at the top. The little stuff, but they got bigger stuff in there, and then you just skim that off the top and you dump it in a tank with all the fry. Now, the thing is, it's, buy this, do this, and you never get, well, at least I've never seen anything that is so to the point and and easy. Never. I watch all these channels and they're like, oh, look, I have a jar of this that I've been breeding. I have a jar of this I've been breeding, and I've been doing this, and I've been doing this. And no one, it's like ever since day one, it's like no one that has the secrets want to tell the secrets. And I totally understand that. It's not like I'm mad, it's like even when it comes to breeding stuff, not everyone wants everyone to be able to breed everything, because if everyone can breed everything, then no one will need anything, right? So as a breeder or someone who sells stuff, you want to keep some secrets, and I understand that. But when it comes to this, it's finally time that it's about time that someone actually gave up the secret on something like this to help. What? Need your what?
My plug.
Oh, right here? Right here.
Thank you.
But it's finally time that someone came out with this little tidbit to help us feed our fry like this. Now that's what I'm saying. There might be, everyone out there knows, but I've been doing this a long time and I've never heard anyone, no one's ever told me this. Never, ever, ever have I heard anyone say squeeze. And I was like, how is squeezing a sponge filter going to do anything? What's going to come out of it? Muck. And I could not believe all the living organisms that are in a sponge filter. I just had no idea. And now I look at sponge filters totally different, because I'm like, oh my God, they're full of all these organisms. You think, well, okay, they're in the substrate. They say organisms live in your filters and this and that, but still, I mean, I understand, but I don't really like picture bugs, like living creatures. I don't know why I keep saying bugs, but it's kind of like probably from the movie because they all look different, but like crawling all over the filter media, the plastic, eating the bacteria, the algae, all that. I never, it never dawned on me that there was living organisms like that within a filter. I just always thought a filter was full of, stuff, algae, whatever it siphons, it sucks the water through, and what it catches, for dirt, it catches. So yeah, squeeze a sponge filter out, excuse me, into something clear, because once it starts to settle, I mean, you see all the living stuff, cyclops and everything in there. I mean, it's everywhere. And then when the stuff goes to the bottom, it is spotless. Then you can pick it up. Actually, here, I'll try to scoop some out and see if I can show you if we can see it on this camera. Hold up, my leg itches. Then I want to put this over here too. And I want to shut that fan off. I have a fan, a Jabeo. I keep this Jabeo. It's for salt water, but I keep it in a Pleco tank to stir it up really good, to keep it moving really fast and fresh, because they like the quick running water. But wow, there's baby blue dreams in here, so small you can barely see them. But when you move it fast like that, it does a lot of work. It gets the water through the filter. It works really well. So I put it on 100 for 5 hours or whatever, and I shut it off. I just do it on days that that I do water changes. All right, hold on. I'm probably not going to be able to do this because I don't think I have anything clear enough. But still, I'm trying to think of how I can All right. Well, maybe I can. Oh, well, hold on. I'll just carry the container over there. I'll just try not to shake it up so the gunk on the bottom doesn't come up. And I think that's what I'm doing. I don't think I'm going to be able to hold it good enough, but. Well, you see a lot of the stuff in there, it's floaties, but see, I picked it up so it's moving. But you can see in there, see the bugs? I just can't hold it still enough. But that's it. I mean, you have floaties float around in there, but there's that many living organisms in there that are multiplied per molecule of gunk that's floating around in there. There's probably 10 bugs to every piece of that. That's how much is in there. It's incredible. So you can feed it because there's larger ones. There's larger bugs in there, or whatever you want to call them. But you can dump it in your CPD tank or anything that you have that's small like that, you know, pseudomagills, anything. And they'll just destroy it. Now the little ones, you know, the fry will eat that. Man, that's really bothering me. I hope that's not bad. My thing is you don't have to be over here by the there's so many fish in here. I'm trying to see all the babies I just put in here, but if they're all hiding in the moss, then it's not going to be so simple. I'm sure it's not going too fast because I have it all the way up. Yeah, well, there's one. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can just turn. I got to see which one this is. It's this hose. Which is this hose? Too many hoses, man. Oh, there it is. Found it. Yeah. Yeah, I only like a little baby fizz coming on, all right, because if it moves too fast, it'll kill the fry. They are so sensitive, it'll kill the fry if the water's moving too fast, and I realize that. But that's the fry. If they get a couple weeks, if they're eating baby brine, they're fine. You know, once they can start eating baby brine, they're strong enough. But if they're not old enough to eat baby brine yet, which is probably about a month after they're born, because it takes at least, you know, because once they hatch, then they like stick to the wall and then they feed off of their sack that they have. So they'll stay there, you know, at least like a week, and then they'll start to swim. So you got 2 weeks, and then, you know, 3 weeks maybe before I put them in there. And then they're still weak because they're still eating powder and stuff. But so having this infusoria and stuff that that kid showed, Keeping Fish Simple. So remember that name, Keeping Fish Simple. That's it. I usually see that kind of stuff when I drain a tank and not dump it right away. Yeah. Yep, that's the I didn't even it never dawned on me that you could squeeze a filter out and get all the living organisms out of it like that, and then just turn around and feed it to your fry, and even the larger ones in there. Because here's the thing: if you have a tank full of, how many of those living organisms are in there? I mean, look, I probably got, I don't know, 50 or 60 CPDs in a 60 breeder. When I'm not feeding them, they're going around eating everything they can. So, I mean, it's a 60 breeder, so I'm sure there's more, little bugs in there and stuff, living organisms. But, if you can add to that, so they're getting all the good nutrients all the time, just dump a cup in there, every day. Cause he said that one of those can last months. So I don't even know how many. You would just have to just keep adding water to it, because there's so many freaking, things in there. So, that's what I would do, is just keep replenishing fresh water in it, and go from there. So, but yeah, it's good stuff, real good stuff. When I saw that, I tried it. I thought it was a bunch of crap, but the guy's got some good stuff on there. It's just, it seems like all the info out there, it's just, it's time consuming. It might be tough to do. We might have not have enough time to do the stuff, not all of us have the time like I used to have, so it's like, I need something I can do quick, and this is it. So yeah, check it out. SC Calahulis, what's up? Calahulias, what is going on? But yeah, so that was my share of the week, because I usually don't share much, because like I say, there's not much I see that people put up on other channels that I go, oh wow, that's actually something that I can pass on, because usually, it's something that we already know, or like I said, it's something that it just takes too much time to do, and I don't, it's kind of like telling you to do something backwards. I just don't want to do that. So when I find something that actually works, that takes no time, I mean, taking a filter out of your tank and squeezing it into a bucket of fresh water, that's a whole 5 minutes out of your day. And it doesn't muck up your tank. You're cleaning the filter to, create food. So that's pretty cool. Yep, burrs. So yeah, hopefully, I appreciate the people that have come in here tonight. Hopefully this gets busier, like we used to be. I'm sure it will. I'm going to be like I always have, and I'm going to be here no matter what. So, I understand that, being away for a while, I got to get everyone's trust back to come in and start hanging out, listening again. Really close to 1,000 subscribers. Actually, really, really close. I think I'm like 9. Really close. 949. So almost 950. So I need 51 subscribers. Yeah, I remember when I started this trip, I thought I'd have 1,000 subscribers like in a week. Literally. I thought, because I used to sit with Luke and watch YouTube channels, watch these parents play with these toys with their kids, and they had all these I just didn't know how it was I didn't know how things work. I didn't know that they got all this stuff for free to make these videos and blah blah blah, and it was like okay, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have all these subscribers in no time. And then I started to learn that it's not that way. And so then that's when I kind of just decided to, do things at my pace and do things my way, and, enjoy everything, so, and have fun doing this. So, but yeah, hopefully the 9 o'clock thing on Saturday works out. because what was I doing it before Wednesday at 8:00 or something like that? I'd rather do it on the weekend. I just hope it doesn't get in the way of everyone else's, weekend events, so. Hey, buddy, from the cheese head, I hate the pack. What did I see yesterday at work? I saw it was on my phone. It was a lion dressed in the lion's gear, and he was eating like tons of like melting cheese. It was all over him. It looked pretty cool. Shrimper is not a big market. Well, see, that's the whole thing is that's kind of why I squeezed out of just the shrimp part and switched it from the name I had to Motor City Aquatics now. So now I do the fish, the plecos, and the shrimp. And now with the saltwater too, so I'll start adding the saltwater to it. Saltwater's tricky though, boy. It really is. It's it's tricky. One day you can look at the tank, it looks like $1 million, and the next day you turn lights on, you're like, what is going on here? So there's still a lot to it's a lot to learn. Everything I always saw is like, yeah, this is so cool. And I even asked, my buddy at the store, I was like, is it any different taking care of freshwater? He's like, no, other than, buying the salt and stuff like that. I was like, okay. Yeah, it's for someone who doesn't know I've been doing it. I don't know what, probably 3-4 months now. It's doing really good. I've lost things, not knowing, just fish fighting and, killing each other while, at night while the lights are out. And, so it's, I have a lot of info on that, for beginners on that. And, this, that, and the other. It's not like a freshwater tank. You can't walk away from a saltwater tank and just go, I'll see you in a month. It's an everyday thing. You have to be up in the saltwater tank. You got to be up in its grill, checking it out, looking at it. It takes 5 seconds to check the salinity of it if you want to do that. But something dies and can wipe out the whole tank. Literally wipe out the whole tank. And fish in that stuff and all your soft corals and hard corals and everything. The stuff's not cheap. So it's something. If I can give out any advice, my first bit of advice is going to be, and this is a guarantee, do not whatsoever try to set it up like a freshwater tank. If you do not have another saltwater tank to put stuff that's already, have a bio load in it and everything already, or you can't get it from a store, don't do it. Just set it up and let it run. Just let it run. For 2 months, if not longer, because look, I could set a freshwater tank up in, 10 minutes faster. You can't do that with saltwater tank. I thought in the beginning, oh yeah, I could do it. And my buddy at the store, yeah, don't worry, you can do this, do a fishing cycle, and he didn't like sell me everything. He was reluctant. He's like, well, you might want to wait on that. Yeah, that's going to take a little while. But a bunch of other stuff, he's like, yeah, here. I may have, what do I have left? I don't know, maybe one thing left out of, buying when I first bought the stuff I bought for the tank. I don't even have the original fish anymore. We lost one of them because when we bought it, it was these white ones, these clownfish, but one of them seemed a little skinny. And I figured, well, somebody brought them from their house. So I was like, all right, I'll put the medicine in there and help it along and blah, blah, blah. And then they put the fans in there, to move the water around. Well, after so long, if they're not strong enough, they go swim past that fan, but it sucks right onto it. So that's what happened overnight. Wake up the next day, he sucked onto the fan, dead. So it's like, there we go. Just lost one of those white clowns. So then we got another clown, which was in the same color. So we got rid of both of them and we got the naked clown. So it's not it's not the easiest thing in the world, but the thing is when it's up and running like ours is now, it's the coolest thing because everything's alive. So it's worth it. But like I said, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. If they're putting tanks together, saltwater tanks together really fast, it's because they have other saltwater tanks, or they're buying the bio load out of other tanks from the pet stores and stuff, putting it in their tank and they're bringing it already. But yeah, saltwater it's not like a freshwater tank. So do not. Clownfish actually is they're like see, the reason the one died is because it was sick. It had like a stomach parasite in it, white poop. So I have Metro. I have a huge jug of Metro. And I was like, I'll nurse this dude back. He'll be super strong, blah, blah, blah. Well, I was doing that. But then, I have these fans, these Jabeo fans, and, you want to move the water around in there and everything. It's only a 40, all in one nano, whatever it's called. But, so I put the fans in there and it's blowing the water around and, and knowing, I'm not taking into consideration that this fish is skinny, but, he's doing really good. He's down the rocks. They're doing everything. And then I get up the next day and he's stuck to the fan. He just didn't have the strength to stay away from it. So, I mean, I run the fan I run it almost every night, all night long. I took the bigger one out. I had both of them in there. I took the big one out and I just have the small one in there now. But I mean, I keep it on 100, to keep that stuff blowing around in there. But the fish are all super healthy in there, so I don't have to worry about it. But it got another one I had in there. And that's another thing. There's certain fish that can't be in high flow. So you have to be careful. If you're going to have a high flow tank, you can only have certain fish in it that are strong enough. Some fish can't swim that fast. So, they can get sucked into the current and get sucked onto the fan. They can't get off. So, there's a lot to that too, and there's a lot to watch out for. So, yeah, I had the live sand, but I make my own water, but that's how I started out. But still, live sand didn't matter. I don't have the sand. I have the other stuff. It's like sand and this black stuff mixed, but it had all the liquid in it. It was all bacterias, everything. Didn't matter one bit. Hey, Zen Ginger, what's up? But the clownfish are like, no joke, bulletproof. You just have to get a healthy pair. We went and got these two little cute, if you guys watch my videos, I posted it, but they're orange and black. They're naked. They're called naked clowns. Oh my God, they're so cute. They look like little orange slices swimming around, but yeah, they're tough. Fish have gone after them and they stand their ground. They might swim off a little bit, but the next day they're back in their area. No one's ever pushed them out of their area. All is well. It's really good. But yeah, clownfish are, and the thing is you can run a clownfish only tank and, it's fine. But having even a 40 cube like I have, that's clownfish just ain't enough. So I think we have 4 fish in there. So. No, it's not crushed coral. It's black. It's a black substrate, black or brown. Looks like broken up, like rocks, not rocks, but they're little itty bitty pieces, and there's like little white specks of sand in there, and it had the liquid. I can't remember the brand of it, but it's a big brand. It's in all the stores. I just can't remember what it is. My daughter wants seahorses. We now have axolotls instead. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, seahorses are cool. Even the big ones, they're really, really cool. And that is another thing. Like I breed all these, God, what are these copepods for saltwater? Because I was catching the copepods on my freshwater and dumping them in there, and they'll eat them. But when they're big, they don't really care for them. But I bought a couple bottles of copepods, dumped them in there to feed my mandarin, and then I dumped a bottle over here in this 5-gallon tank, and now I breed them. So I just dip my stuff in there, and I have a bottle up there, and I got a 5-gallon tank here, and I just breed them. I have my own stuff now. So, it's $15 a bottle or something. And I was like, all right, let me get some in the tank going, and then I'll try to breed them myself. And it does really good, really, really good. I'm getting too old for all that. I just want something to fiddle with and enjoy. Yeah. It's all, but I can say when I get it, a couple more years older that, I did it. That's why I'm not getting any, but that's the biggest thing. I mean, we started off with the 25, same thing, all in one, same brand. And then we were able to get this 40. So I gave the 25 back. My buddy gave it to me from his store. So I gave it back to him, and now I have this 40-gallon. It's an all-in-one, the big brand name, whatever it is. Great tank, really nice. Our thing was we fought the algae, and it was too much light. So we cut back the light big time. We have the light that's in the back that kills all the algae, that runs in through the water column. And it all went away. And now it's growing on the back wall again because we're leaving the light on too long, So we have to turn up Michael 2 bar. We have to start watching that. We're running it too long ago. I heard people in a salty stream discussing 32 and 40-year-old clownfish the other day. That's like owning a parrot. I might be too old to get them at my age. Well, yeah. I mean, if you go into stores, I'm sure everyone's been in a store and they see those really big clownfish. Yeah, they're up there. They have a lifespan if you take care of them. But if you look at the prices of those clownfish, holy snikes! It's like putting tires on your car. They're not cheap. I think the most expensive ones I ever seen were those maroon ones. Yeah, I think they're super dark maroon. I can't think of the name of them, and then I hear that they're really aggressive. But when I was at my buddy's store, he had 2 of them in a tank, and they were fun. My wife loves the seahorses. Yeah, seahorses. I actually, other than, what is it? Because it's like this stuff that I'm growing. They call it seahorse. Remember when we were kids, you used to be able to put them in that plastic tube and they'd move around in there, and it's kind of like that, but they actually have the larger seahorses and then the pencil fish, I think it was a saltwater pencil fish, and they eat the copepods. It's like all they eat. So you have to, do this little tank, and it's simple. All you do is put salt water in a tank, put them in there. But you can, get it going first. You can run it for a week, put some flake food in there, let it rot at the bottom, and then pour them in there, and they eat the flake food. I put, I put a few things in there. Yeah, the fish food does it. And usually, I put, was it not plankton? God, I can't think of it. I put it in there, it turns it green. They eat it all when it's clear. They ate it all. But yeah, it's usually just a pinch of fish food, and then I'll go and take out a ton of it. And I have a coffee filter up there I bought at the dollar store. the filters in it is so fine. It's got to be super fine if it's not letting coffee in your coffee. So it's like, I don't know what it costs, $1, less than $1. And so I pull out of that and I put it over a bucket, and I just start dumping a bunch of big, huge containers to it, and I just take it over a saltwater tank and dunk it in there. There's thousands of them, and you just see them mandarin come up. Everybody, they just go nuts, and then they go down, getting the rocks in the crevices and stuff, and then that mandarin can go around for however long, because they say it can eat, a couple hundred of them or whatever in a day. So, he eats a bunch of different stuff, but yeah. Yeah, sea monkeys. Yeah. 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 Shrimping ain't easy. Shrimping ain't easy. I know shrimping is not easy. The vampire ones are pretty neat looking. Yeah, it's there's just so many types of cool stuff out there. It just when I got into it, it more or less came down to what you want to feed them. What they're gonna eat, what they eat. Because they said, for one mandarin, you should have no smaller than a 55-gallon tank, saltwater tank, because it takes the amount of because copepods breed real fast. All right, understand that. Like, I don't even know. I can't remember how many babies a female or whatever, if there's whatever they have, boys, girls, whatever, but they have so many babies like every 6 days. Super fast. So if you have the food in there, you'll look in there one day and a week later there's thousands. So it's not like you have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. Just put them in a tank, and they say once they start sticking to the glass and everything, it's time to start culturing them out of the tank. Me, it's not that, like they say, oh, just trickle bubbles. I don't do that. I turn my bubbler up pretty high. It's like they're all in there swimming around. It's crazy. I don't know. I think it seems like they grow much faster when it's growing really fast like that. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I do really good with it like that. So yeah, the storm clownfish are cool. Yeah, the white ones. Yeah. Oh, it's just so expensive. That's why not all. And see, that's the cool thing is saltwater fish aren't. You see some freshwater fish, they're way more expensive than saltwater fish. If you want a basic tank, if you get a pair of clownfish and you have a small tank, those are going to be the most expensive fish you have. And rightly so. I mean, they're a pair, they're the centerpiece. So anything else you put in there is still going to be, like $30, could be $30 to $40, compared to, getting into freshwater stuff. I mean, cichlids and all sorts of stuff, it just depends. But it's not like you go, oh my gosh, they're so expensive. It's not like that. Clownfish. Now, if you're gonna get a big tank and get tangs and all this stuff, then you're gonna, of course. But I mean, you can get really super cool puffers, just all sorts of and it's all affordable, for what we spend on stuff. It's very affordable. Saltwater is not expensive. Now, when you get into corals and all that, it's like every time you ask, hey, how much is this? 40. How much is this? 40. Well, how much is this? 50. And this? 50. It's like, is there anything that's not, why is everything 40 and 50? And they're like, well, it's like, the littlest little chunk of anything's 40, and you're like, oh my gosh, what the hell? And then you're like, well, what is this? And they're like, it's a bigger one than that. That one's 40 and that one's $350. Oh, well, hey, can I get this? Well, that's $80 a head. Well, how many heads are on it? 4. It's like $320 for this little thing that looks like a tree. Yeah, but it's alive. Okay, so what if it dies? Well, then you're out of $320. And the stuff can die real easy, so it's soft coral. Some of them don't like heavy flow. Some don't like too much light. Some will reach out and stretch out if they need more light. Some, like I say, if your salt, if your salinity's off, it can kill them. Oh man, it's just so much. It's so much stuff. I won't. This will be the only saltwater tank that I ever own. I'll not get more. I'll enjoy this tank forever. There will be no more. There will not be a larger one. Nothing. Now, all this, of course, but nope. I wanted to get a tank. I wanted to say that I got a saltwater tank, and I got it, so I'm good. That's it. Done. Holy shit, Liquid Zoo, what's up? Looks like you're about 50 ahead of Papa Shrimp to hit that 1,000. You're going to owe him that $30. Yeah, I don't think so, dude. I don't think so, Zoo. Wow, Papa Shrimp's that close, boy. He's been working, huh? It's taken me a long time to get here, and I don't see 51 subscribers coming by this year. So I mean, it's not like I can get them over. It's tough, but I'm glad to see you here. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I haven't talked to Papa Shrimp in a long time. I've been so busy. I really haven't talked to anybody. I'm just now getting back on here. I'm always on my phone. So when people are on that I'm subscribed to, I hit a thumbs up or who's that? God, I'm gonna sound like a jerk now. I can't remember who that guy is. Fish Easy. I sub to him every time I see him on. I go on and say hello, everyone. Hit a thumbs up. Hang out for 20 minutes, half hour. Sometimes I'll just throw the phone down and go do stuff. To ramp up, watch time and stuff like that. I like to try to help people out. I watched some of Lucas Brett's. I don't know. It's just there's a few out there that I still click on, but like I said, it's with summer and everything, I just didn't have time. I try to click on people and do stuff, and it's just I've been busy also. It's been a good summer. It's everything's going good. Fish are breeding well, everything's for sale. The plecos, the longfin super red bristlenose are great. Everything's up for sale and doing good. So they're all super healthy. They're fat. I don't know what else to say. It's just good. Everything's good. Life's good. Everything's good. I'm not on here complaining. Actually, I got no, I've seen I remember the bet. Yeah, I'm actually the one that made the bet with them. Yeah, I remember it. But yeah, I haven't seen Pop Shrimp and I don't know. He messaged me, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, 8 months ago, said hi or something. I messaged him back and that was it. So I don't know. Hopefully he's doing good. I'm sure he is, He's not someone that you could really hold down, Hopefully he's in with the shrimp peoples or something. But yeah, I haven't seen him. I don't know. But yeah, Florida Fish Rescue. I watch him all the time. He's he's comical. He's got a great attitude. He's a really good dude. I like him a lot. But Mike, if you're listening and you need ideas on how to build or how to bolt down your little thing on your concrete pad, give me a call. I do it for a living. I'll help you out. Your way wasn't the best, so we'll make sure that your wife doesn't fall. But yeah, I watch him. I watch a lot of stuff. It's just like I said, it hasn't been like before. But that's why I'm trying to lock down this since Vinny's not doing the Saturday thing anymore. I figured, it was a good spot. I I was on here at Vinny for a long, long time. Hopping in and Roundhouse and a couple others. And then he wanted to start his other thing. So I just thought, well, what the heck? It's time for me to get back on the horse here. So why don't I take this spot? And we had a good crowd there. So if I can get that, it was about the numbers I had before on a Wednesday. So I mean, it'd be really good. So that's why I was like, I'm gonna just jump in here on Saturdays at 9:00 and do it every Saturday, and hopefully, people are in their fish room doing water changes. I did mine earlier, but doing water changes or sitting around the house or whatever, kick me on and check me out, and if anyone could share it out, hit a subscribe here and there. Maybe we can hit 1,000 by the end of the year. But believe me, if I hit 1,000 before Jerry, I will be calling Jerry and sending him $30. But it was I made the bet with Jerry about that, with Papa Shrimp about that, because at the time he was kind of we were partnered up on his channel and we were doing really good. And, he was struggling a bit. So I just figured, his numbers were going up. I was like, whoever gets there first, though, somebody $30. Cause I figured, what the hell, if I get there, I figured I would, but I was like, I'll just, I'm doing it just to give him money, just so it don't look like I'm like, hey, you need some money. I was just trying to look out. So, but then, I got busy. I got back to work. My neck crap and everything was going on. I got back to work and, I just, everybody gets about their business. So that's why I'm really excited about this because, everyone that's in here now and that's come on tonight, it's like I don't see you guys in a while, all summer. But I don't know. I just hope everyone's doing as well as we are over here. Everyone's tanks are doing really well. It's just I would hate to hear any bad stories. Fish Story and LRB are a couple of my faves. Yeah. Fish Story. God, who's Fish Story? I'm gonna have to look Fish Story up. That one's not hitting. That one's not hitting it. Sulawesi shrimp babies today. LJ Shrimp, what up? What up? I actually a while when I was just starting to creep back on here, I was, I still got to do it. I got to go do the video, but there's a guy that I deal with my saltwater stuff. He's never heard of Sulawesi shrimp. So when I told him that I had these shrimp, he wants like all, but he doesn't have RO water hookup. So I told him about Sulawesi shrimp. So he said, what? And I was like, look, dude, they're $20 a piece. I'll bring you some. Cause he started to like give me stuff or like huge deals. I was like, all right, I'll bring you some shrimp. So I brought him 10 Sulawesi shrimp. And I was like, all together, I bought him so much stuff. It was $400 worth of stuff. And so I didn't tell him how much it cost. So when I went to leave, he charged me for everything. I was like, shit, maybe I should have told him I just gave him $400 worth of stuff. So the next time me and Luke went, we were talking and he's like, oh, hey, can you look in this tank and see if you see the Sulawesi shrimp? And they're in like a 50-gallon tall tank or something. I said, I'm never going to see him in here. He said, why? I said, because I told you this last time. Sulawesi shrimp do not like being in big tanks. They do not like being far away from each other. They like being right next to each other, so close that they can smell each other's breath, and thousands of them in a 5-gallon tank. I said, I probably had, I don't know, 100 before I moved them out of a 5-gallon tank, put them in a 10-gallon tank. And so then we go to leave that day. It gives me everything for free. And then he's like, hey, bring me some more of them shrimp. And I was like, yeah, all right. And I was going to take him some the other day. And I thought to myself, God, man, all he's going to do is just chuck him in a big tank again, man. It's like, I'm not breeding this stuff just to give it to him to kill, So I held back and I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to have to, if I give him more, I'm going to have to take him a little tank, set it up. Pull a bunch of stuff out of my tank over there, set it up, and give it to him. Because my Soloaces, are, they're from wild Soloace, so they're not wild, so they're homebred. So my Soloace can stay in tap water, at least my tap water here. They like hard. I have the Soloace salt, but I haven't used Soloace salt probably a year and a half. I don't run up the pH no more, nothing, and they just multiply. So yeah, that's Luke asked me the other day, out of these tanks here, what's my favorite, and it's the Soloace. It always will be. I don't know what. It's just I just love them. Oh yeah. Alex, yeah. Secret History. He changed his name. Oh, he did, really? I remember, he's Fish Story. I remember when I first started watching that guy before, all the all the changes were happening. He was so that guy had, like, listening to him talk was like reading a book. I mean, the guy, he's just he's very intelligent. But it kind of started going different ways and stuff. I haven't watched it in a long time. I watched it for a long time. I mean, the guy had, I don't know, he was just into the tank stuff, and then it seemed like things started to change. He started to go places and it was all about his hair and his hats and this and that, it was like, I don't know. I just felt like all the attention on the tanks was going away. So I stopped watching, but yeah. Oh man, that guy, I swore when I used to be on his live streams and type to him. I was like, bro, you're like, incredibly smart. And he'd be like, hey, thanks a lot. And this and that. I was like, this guy's, he's got it going on. Fish Fam Link, welcome. If you are having a good time, do not forget to hit that like button, Fish Fam. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I got 8.5 salt and 84 degrees. All right, now here's where the issues are going to start. When my tank was warm like that, I talked to my buddy at the store, and he's like, whoa, put on the brakes, turn it down. I said, really? He's like, yeah. And he said, tank shouldn't go over 82 degrees. I said, really? He said, yeah. So I turned it down. And then he said, in the summertime, like in a fish store, it stays pretty warm. He said, but if you can keep it like 78 to 80, you don't even need to run your heater. Here's the thing, was explained to me was, you don't want the swings in temperature. So I was having issues, like things weren't opening. Everything seemed like groggy and slow. And so I turned the temp down 2-3 degrees, and I seen a big, huge difference. Things opened up, more vibrant, colorful. So yeah, hopefully, on an 8.5 gallon, 84 degrees is doing good, but it was a little hot for me. I even think I was around 85, but yeah, he chewed me out for that. My favorite shrimp: a Blue Dream, Blue Aura, and Blue Velvet, and Blue Orange Eyed. 24K. Oh yeah, well that's like all the okay. Blue Dream is where you get the blue velvets from. The blue velvets come out and then they just breathe. They get that color, and then it's just a line of it. Orange Eye Blues. Yeah, the Orange Eye Blue Tigers. And then the 24Ks, those are the yellows, right? The 24Ks are nice, but when I was doing the shrimp, I was getting the God, what were they? They were yellow, but man, I can't remember the name of them. They were yellow, but I liked them better than the 24K. But yeah, the Blue Dreams, I actually got some back. When I'm at LRB, I can't say, I wouldn't have the same feeling about other people, but when I'm at LRB, it was like, talking to somebody that you've known for 10 years. I mean, when I did Aquashella, when we talked, it was like, I don't know, like how you walk next door to your neighbor and you just talk to him in his driveway about how his grass is growing or something, I was going to buy Blue Dream shrimp off of him. And then toward the end of the night, I went by his booth. He wasn't there. And then we all had to get together for a photo. And then I never got his Blue Dream shrimp. So I had my Blue Dream shrimp. But anyways, I sold them all, didn't have any more. And then Pumpkin King contacted me and he said, "Hey, I got a ton of your Blue Dream shrimp." And I said, "Hey, send me some." So he sent me some. So now I got, probably 100 or so. But yeah. But yeah, Blue Dream's my favorite too. For Neos. Well, yeah, because Soloaces aren't Neos, so. Fish fam Link. Hello, Linky. Shrimp and Tigers. Oh, yep. Orange eye blue tigers. Yeah, now there's, you have the orange eye blue tigers, and you got the what were they? The ones you couldn't even see the stripe. They're so big, so blue. Man, I had 66 tanks of shrimp. That's what I'm saying. When when my job took back over, I had to cut down to, what do I have? 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 tanks of shrimp now. Well, 8 because I have the Blue Dreams up there. But I ate, slept, and breathed shrimp. So that was good times, real good times. But it was, one job or the other. I have to go back to work or I have to, delve into the shrimp 100%. And then the thing was I love shrimp, but when I was doing just shrimp, I felt like I was missing out on, because I bred shrimp, or I bred fish for years. So I wasn't breeding fish anymore. I wasn't breeding the discus anymore. I wasn't doing anything anymore. I think I was doing some plecos, but so that's why, when I started to cut back on the shrimp, I started to get fish. And then, I was like, all right, I'll get the CPDs, start breeding those, see how I can do that, because I think they're the cutest looking fish next to Pseudomcgill. And now I breed those, and I breed the longfin super red bristlenose, and, shrimp. So it's just, the higher end shrimp and what I'm trying to do. Cause, people ask me, "Hey, you selling shrimp?" Well, here's the thing is I'll sell them, but what I'm doing is, I really don't have like calls, but I kind of do, but it's selective breeding now. Cause the way my shrimp are and the way they look, it's, you'll have shrimp A and shrimp B. Which one looks the best? You're not going, well, this one has no markings and this one has a couple markings. I mean, you're looking at 2 really nice shrimp and you're like, yeah, all right, I'll move this one. So those are the ones that I'll sell. But I remember when I would watch Shrimp King, Chris, he would go to people in Germany and stuff and go to their house, and they wouldn't be selling. I mean, people would buy off of them, but they would have, 5, 6 tanks, and that was it. And their culls were like the highest end shrimp, I've ever seen. So that's kind of, it's I'll sell, but it's becoming more of the hobby is starting to get deeper with them. That's why I kept these, because I'm on a mission to get them to a certain point. So that's where I'm at with that LG shrimp. I'm doing Kelly fish with my shrimp. Kelly fish. Gosh, I can't remember what the heck that is. Hold on. I really feel dumb. I know what it is, but I can't picture it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, how did I not? Oh, really? Because I had yeah, no, I never kept any of these. Daisy, I think Daisy Blues are killifish, a type of killifish. Yeah, so kind of. I actually had God, what are those? They start with a B. They're little, not bed, not of course not bettas. God, they're so cute. You have the red. Um, they're small. There's a red. I had some that are really hard to get. Gosh, I can't think of them. But anyways, yeah, oof, you keep killifish with shrimp, boy. You're lucky. Same idea, only have pair and 10. Oh, okay. Yeah. I breed various tetracichlids of all kinds and live bear like special guppies and goody eye and Mexican live bear. Oh, nice. Yeah. See, tetras, that's the only bad thing. Tetras are nippy. You put baddest. Yes. You put tetras in with shrimps. You just have to have lots of, if you got lots of mosses and plants and stuff, I mean, you can have a shrimp colony, but the only thing that I can say to keep that shrimp colony good is just feed them, but God, I mean, I don't know. I've had some huge tetras and they'll eat nonstop. So they'll just eat shrimp all day long. But I mean, it's so hard not to like a tetra. Yeah, baddest. Yeah, I had the blue baddest. I was doing a job. I was doing concrete out at it was a DTE. It was the other one. What was it? Was it DTE? Well, anyways, it's some power company next to a dump. And what they're trying to do here now in Michigan is they're going to pump the gases into these machines and these tanks or something, and they're going to change the gases into something that you can now use in your home. Anyways, there was a pet store by it, and I went in there and I saw that they had the snails, the ones that the Sulawesi snails, rabbit snails. And for those who don't know, rabbit snails come from Lake Sulawesi. So they're the ones that do really well, and Sulawesis love to pick at them, so they keep them clean. But so I went in there, got some rabbit snails because I couldn't find them anywhere, and they like died. They were like garbage because the tank had a bunch of dead ones. And she's like, "Oh, these look good." They died. Well, anyways, I took them back, and they had baddest that were so small. And she's like, "Yeah, they all came in with sunken stomachs and blah blah blah." And I was like, "Okay." She's like, "Well, I'll give you 4 of them for what the snails cost." I was like, "All right." She gave me 4, and we thought that was it. And then I saw 2 more in there. So I took the 4 home and I had them for like a week and they were doing really good. So I was like, well, let me go get those other ones because they're not going to do nothing but kill them. So I went back, got the other ones, brought them here, metroed them, fed them, and they just started to grow. Oh, and the colors came out of them, and you knew what ones were the males and which ones were the females. And then, I started to put the CPD babies in there. And I was like, oh, man. I had a lot of mixes in that tank. Plecos, CPDs, baddest, a whole bunch of stuff. So that I took the baddest in because my buddy's like, oh, yeah, those are the harder ones to find. So the red baddest are sweet. I mean, real sweet. But so I took those in, and so at least I brought them back. I gave them a life. I made them fat and healthy, and then took them back. Are they really shrimp or really killy tank? It'd be fun to say. That is funny. I'll see myself out. My Gideon kills shrimp and call tank all the time. They're jerks. Yeah. It's I don't know. I mean, it's what I try to tell people. I mean, if you want to do it, it's if your fish are small enough and they don't eat and kill the adults, but they can get some babies, it's like, I don't know, the circle of life. Like a long time ago, of, people that have followed me for a long time. I mean, I showed a video one time of a pack of Circle 8 puffers. I'd feed them crayfish. I mean, they're a shelled animal. They eat crayfish. It's what goes on in life. And someone else on YouTube didn't like it, and they complained and complained, and more or less everyone went over there and told this person to pipe down and mind their own business, and it's just life. But if you don't mind losing a couple, and but that's the bad thing. I mean, you can go, well, I'm losing some, but I still got 60 of them in the tank. You're doing pretty good. So not but guppies with shrimp, but LOL, even they sometimes eat them raspberries. Good for shrimp and fish. Here's the thing. I mean, now this is just my opinion, but even though guppies will eat shrimp, I don't know why, but when you put guppies with shrimp, it's ever since day one, I was told, oh yeah, shrimp eat fish poop and this and that. I don't think I've ever had shrimp in a tank with fish that multiplied so fast and grew so large so fast. I mean, multiplied so much, except in a tank that has guppies in it. I mean, I'd have a tank with 20 guppies in it, 30 guppies in it, and I'd have shrimp in there. They would not be down there picking at the shrimp. They would just be, picking for food and stuff. I'm not saying that they can't see, that I couldn't see a little shrimp that they're nibbling at, but I mean, 1 minute, then a month or two later, you're looking in there and all your plants are covered with shrimp and everything. And, the guppies are fat and it's like they get along probably the best. Well, for one with plecos, and they get along very well with CPDs. But for a fish that can eat them real easily, guppies, they do very, very good. Very good. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. They go hand in hand. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, I put them together. I put them together with a lot of small fish to see. I mean, I don't know how many tests I've done. But I remember I put a tank in Luke's room, and he wanted shrimp in there so bad, and I got him a bunch of guppies and stuff. And I actually got guppies from oh God, what was that guy's name? He was big on here too. Chubby Guppy. If you guys think his name was Chubby Guppy, I got special guppies for him for Luke and put them together. And God, they just exploded. I mean, I don't know. Oh, Corey's do too. A lot of shrimp are keeping plecos in their tanks now because of poop. Yeah, well, I have now. That's what I'm saying. I have Blue Dreams over there, and that's my breeding and grow out tank for my super red bristlenose longfins. And I mean, the Blue Dreams in there just don't stop. So, Twin City. Corey's too. Yeah. But I don't know. Seeing, I've heard people say, oh yeah, plecos will eat them babies. Maybe they don't like blue ones. I don't know. Maybe they only like clear ones or something, but they don't eat my blue ones. Like I said, there's about 90 plecos in there that need homes, and they don't eat no shrimp. So, but all right. Well, it's 10:36, so I stay on 36 minutes later. Then because I'm going to do this from 9 to 10. But the thing is I screwed up, hit a button, and it shut me down earlier. So, yes, again, if you got on here late, do me a favor, go and watch. Hold on. Like I said, keeping fish simple. How to excuse me, how to culture infusoria, the bucket method. It's got to be the easiest, best video I've ever seen. I've done it already. All you do is squeeze a sponge filter into a bucket of water, let it sit for 20 minutes, couple days. It turns as clear as water out of your tap, and it's full of thousands and thousands and thousands of micro living organisms, infusoria, all sorts of stuff. I never saw that before, but he said, I wish a breeder would have posted this before so I would have known growing up my fish fry. So now he's posted it. So I wanted to give him a shout out here. Keep it fish simple for sharing that because he didn't have to. Like I said, I watch so many videos, and usually videos that have to do with fish food like that, they give you some idea that takes a long time or takes a lot of your time, and it sucks. So this one, was like I said, if there's people out there that knew, fine and dandy. But for the people that didn't, like me, and I've been doing this, I think my first fish I was probably 9 or 10 that my father got. I've never heard of squeezing a sponge filter into a bucket and letting it settle down and then get all the food out of it that way. Yeah.
You do a live stream?
Yeah. But so yes, he's a very smart kid. Yep, got a good channel. So yeah, please let everybody know we're gonna be here every Saturday at 9:00 Eastern time. And hopefully we can get everything up and running again. It's great to see so many people that back on the channel, even that it's been very slow tonight. It's good to see y'all that have that were here last week and this week. So if you could pass the word around, I only need 51 more subscribers to hit 1,000. So we're almost there. So I appreciate every one of you. That was a mouthful. I hope I earned your subscription tonight, and I hope to see you every Saturday from here on out. If anyone has any thoughts or ideas of things that they would like to hear about on the channel, now don't forget, everyone could come up here. I can have up to 10 people on here, so I don't have an issue with that. But yeah, every Saturday, 9:00. So hopefully everyone can meet here and we can start hanging out. But okay, till next week, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you then. All right, peace out. See ya. Bye.